Boom, 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 and hello, everybody. We are live here today on the channel. If you do hear some stuff, just my kids are right there sitting on the table. So we're gonna do this live for real. And question came in, so we got a lot of questions. I am super excited uh, for the amount of questions that have come in from Instagram, from TikTok, from just my emails and my messages. So I do appreciate you guys sending me stuff with your trust. And today we're going to talk about the one is I used to be an athlete, but life got in the way. Is there still a way back from at Coach Dad 44? Obviously, this is something where if you look at the headline, are you washed up or warming up? And I feel a lot of times, especially in personal experience, that we think that our old way is the only way, right? For those of us that are in that fitness and or weight loss world, a diet worked for us one time, so let's keep trying to and repeat that same diet over and over again. What happens is after 40, the body is changing, right? Even after 30, the body is changing. So your hormones change, the way your body reacts to things change, your levels and output change. I'm not saying go out there and do TRT, which I actually do not agree with, because at the end of the day, sure, it may be good for you in the present, but it does give you a lot of extra powers to when you do get off it, you might have done a little less more damage than anything. So again, that's personal preference. You do it, you do it. That's your call. For me, I just don't believe in it because I don't care. Like I don't want to um, be that primed in my 40s and 50s because I want to feel good. I want to move well. I want to feel good. I want to be healthy in whatever power that God gives me, and that is my body right here. So I used to be an athlete, but life got in the way. It's very simple. You have to change the mindset, right? You have to change the way you look at working out. If you were a football player or an athlete of that sort, and maybe even a collegiate athlete, you were doing things like group warm ups. You had your own trainer. You were doing cleans, and you're doing heavy squats, and you were doing pulls, and you were doing pushes and sled work, and all this other great stuff in your 20s, right? Even your teens to your 20s. But now you're going to try to replicate those things at the age 40. It's not the same. It hits differently, right? In personal life, I train a gentleman now. He was a D tackle. He's a big human being, right? But do I take him and do cleans off the ground? No, right? Do I put a barbell on his back when he can't even move his shoulders this way? No. We found a way to complement and work out in a style that not only fits his time constraints, but at the same time, give him a little taste of what it felt like. So I do have things like hang cleans, hang high pulls, or hang pulls. He's really good at them. He has great mechanics in it. Am I going heavyweight? No. It's lightweight just to keep his mind fresh. Right? Do I do box jumps with him? Never. There's no reason to. I don't do box jumps with people unless it's a box that they not deserve, but they earned, right? If you can earn a box jump, then you can do it. If you can't earn a box jump, there's no reason for you to do box jumps. There's none, right? If you want to do box jump on the stairs. Go jump on a step down, jump on a step. That'll give you enough to kind of get a little reaction that you're looking for as we age. And that goes into what we're talking about today is our program. Right? You have to get onto a program that makes sense for you. I don't think you're washed up. You may be in pain. You may be tired. You may have things to do like battle time and kids' schedules. So the hour and a half that you want isn't there anymore. You have to find a way to make it work. But you have to find a program that puts you into the direction of you starting again successfully and consistently. Because we can start in one workout, right? Well, most of the time we'll do one workout and usually chest, tricep, right? Chest and triceps. It'll be Monday. You start on Monday, you're gonna do chest workout, you're a bro. You're gonna do that workout, and then for like 2 weeks, you can't move your arms, you can't move your chest. So how are you going to do back and biceps the next day when you can't even move your arms because you blew your chest out the entire time on that Monday? You know what I'm trying to say? I'm getting at? You getting me here? That's what I'm trying to say. So with that said, having this used to be an athlete style, life is going to get in the way. The thing is, how do you maneuver your workouts around in order to achieve success in the time that you have? Because time is limited for you. That's for sure. If you're in your 40s and you got time's limited, you got to do what you can, what you got. And that's the end of the day. So yes, there is a way back. And I would say start in little drips and drabs. And people think when I say go for a walk, that's not going to be enough for them. And it's not, to me, the walk is not about the workout. And people always, you probably count working out as calories, how much I sweat, am I sore the next day, right? Those are the three factors that people put into, was that workout good? And that's bull. Like, that's nothing. You have no idea about the neurological response exercise is doing to you, but you only judge on three factors, right? Am I sore? Am I breathing heavy? Am I sweating? That makes not. You want to do all that? You want to be sore, breathe heavy, go inside the bathroom, go turn on the hot water, and do push-ups on the floor until you pass out. The next day, I'll guarantee you'll be sore on the ground. You'll be sore in push-ups, but you'll be sweating and your heart rate will be up. So that was probably hard. So why do you have to go to the gym and do that? It doesn't make sense. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you want those as the factors? Well, then go outside and go call someone, and a really big gentleman that knows they're going to fight you. Go say something mean to them. And then get into a fight with them. I will guarantee you'll be sore the next day. You'll be tired. You'll be in pain, right? But was that really a good workout? Honestly, it probably wasn't a good workout, right? It probably would be one, but you're not going to feel good after. You're not going to feel good about it, right? So you have to just walking just proves that there's time, right? Walking just proves that there's a way in. And when you do the walking consistently, then we'll start to filter in other things in place of the walk, right? So like if your schedule for the week is like, I don't know what to do, find 15 minutes in that day, 10 minutes, whatever it is, and just go walk. And then try to do that same thing the next day and just go walk. And then the same thing, and then find that pattern where you allowed yourself and gave yourself permission to work out, right? I gave myself permission by walking. I'm now allowed to do this. Now, the next week, I'm going to start off with the walk. Or if if you feel good, maybe you'll start off with a small workout for 15 minutes. Squats 10, push-ups 10, sit-ups. You don't even need stuff, man. Herschel Walker. If you're an athlete, remember Herschel Walker? He did 1,000. You don't gotta do 1,000 of them, but you can do 10 reps at a time, 10 squats, 10 lunges on each leg, 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups. If you do pull-ups, probably not, right? Probably not. Just do 10 crows, anything, right? And just do that for 10 to 15 minutes. And then once you're done, the next day, you're gonna feel good. And it's good. You're going to want to do more, right? And then by the end of the week, it's not even going to be the thing. And here's, you know what? I'm going to go into another question after this one because I'm going to write that down because it's a thing. I'm going to tell you guys a story of someone that we just dealt with this in the group, right? Her name is Lisa, by the way. So if you don't know, we'll talk a true story about Lisa. But if you're an athlete, an ex-athlete, or what we call washed up athlete, right? It's over, right? You're no longer in the game. Get out. You're like the wrestler that talks about his state championship in 5th grade. Like, stop. It's over. You're no longer there. You don't participate in the sport. Move on to a workout that, I don't got the word there. Move into a workout that just matches what you're trying to achieve. Right? If you're trying to achieve just being in shape, moving better, feeling better, well, that's all you need. You don't got a bodybuilding split. You don't got to go into that. At 40, your muscles aren't growing. Like, you're not getting jacked. It's not happening without any type of extra juice. If you know what I'm talking about. Right? We're breaking down. We're breaking down every year. And my main goal every year is to maintain and sustain as much muscle as I can. So when I get older, I can be that guy that does pull ups and everyone's like, whoa, this guy can do pull ups. I want to be that guy that can do like hanging leg raises and clapping push ups at like 80, 90 years old. That's my goal now. Right. My goal is no longer I'm going to step on stage and win championships. My goal now is not I'm going to go win districts and regions and estates. That's ridiculous. You don't live there. And a lot of you people, you live through your kids. So you live through them, but you think you can do the same thing. You can't. It's going to hurt, and it's going to not give you sustainable road. Right? The more I let go of the person I was, the better I am at the person I'm becoming. Does that make sense? And here's the story. I got a text message from her. I don't know, Lisa. It's a Lisa, but different Lisa. Let me see if it's on here. Give me a sec. We are live, so I don't want to. You're gonna stay here and hang out. Ask me questions here if you can. If you haven't, subscribe, please. Subscribe to the channel, my guys. I said my guys. Love, love, love all of this. We gotta do with protein. Let me see. Here it is. Okay. Well, it's nice working with you going from vacation. Many things got to move right. The reason people and you hold on. Is this me? Electric chair, you're good, of course. Is this me talking? It's her talking. Where is extra? It's like, is this me talking? I don't even know. Is that EP? Oh, here we go. Perfect. So, yes, I couldn't really send you a voice message. I feel good about decisions. I'm making more of what I'm eating. Enjoyment for now. I'm eating to survive. It's funny because like it's true. I was just eating to eat, and like, oh yeah, well that's what I do. Eat pizza 1,000 times. So why do I do that? This ain't the one. that was the beginning of our journey. This is the end, not the end. Love it. You're right. Nice work. She was talking about just getting a hard time getting back into. Okay, here we go. Sorry. I found it. Hey, Pete, I thought you'd drop you a message. Just finished my workout in the second week, and I'm walking and dealing with a lot of stress and anxiety. The last 2 weeks have been really shitty. I don't want to talk about it. Gotcha. I get stressed out of work. I clamp down. I have a headache, and now my mind doesn't stop racing. I don't get good night's sleep, and I'm on the same stuff dealing with over and over and over and over and over with for forever. So I'm really stressed out. I'm giving you guys a summary here. So obviously, I still don't know how to deal with it, but this time I did try to push a little bit, but it wasn't exactly the work I needed to do. Making sure I'm getting my workouts in, and by walking, just moving a little bit, and doing just some stretches and stuff. But I did get my 2 full body workouts in this week. My Saturday morning review. Your ass hurts, your head hurts. I don't know what it feels. Why can't we all just be rich and not work? And I'm always on your way back later. Okay. So with all that said, she was very stressed out because she went on vacation, came back to work, and I'm sure she got overloaded. And, when you come back from vacation, you go somewhere and you think that you're going to move there, right? How many people go on vacation, go on their phone once they come back, and they go to Zillow and look up 1,000 different houses that they're going to buy in Aruba, in Dominican Republic, in California, in Arizona? We all do it. We go there and we look at timeshares and we say, oh man, I'm going to live here one day, and everyone does it. Right. So we're on this high, and now we're getting down into the low. Right. When you come back to reality, whoop, here comes gravity. That was terrible. I'll never do that again, but I'll never do an Eminem stance again. So if you guys ever again. With that said, she started getting overwhelmed because now she was on track, and then now she's falling off the track. And the reason you fall off the track is because you make this a thing, right? This is she's been training probably since January of this year with me consistently, where she took off for like a good 5 years, probably since COVID. And now she's finally in, and she's doing a great job, by the way, like an amazing transformational job from someone who did nothing to finding time to do something every single day. right? She didn't believe she didn't have time. She didn't believe that she can achieve something, some weight loss, some fat loss. She couldn't get stronger again. Her body hurts. No, she found it, right? She found that time, and it's amazing. And I will give her a clap to her because of that. But towards this conversation, before I get off track again, is that we make things a thing, right? It doesn't have to be a thing. You say, "Oh, I gotta walk today, and now I gotta work out, and I gotta do this and this." That you're making it a thing, right? It's not a thing. You don't have to work out. You don't have to eat clean. You don't have to. No, you develop habits, right? We develop things that become a part of our life. Right? Walking to me outside is no longer I have to walk. No, it's I'm going to walk today because this is what I do. This is a part of my life now. Right? I eat chicken, make sure I get my protein and I get my eggs in. I'm not 100% all the time, but I do most of it because it's a part of my life now. I drink water every single day, tons and tons of water. Why? Because it's a part of my life now. It's not a thing. I'm not looking at this thing going, "Oh, I got to finish 4 of these today. Oh my God, what's going to happen if I can't finish it?" Nothing's going to happen if you can't finish it. Nothing. If you don't drink water, you're probably going to die. Right, so that's an honest truth. But if you say, I have to, I didn't get to, when this is not hard enough, and then I can't do it, and then that's what you sound like when you bitch about working out. When you think about working out in that way, it becomes a thing, right? And it's adding things to your day is never going to be helpful. Rather, the approach is, how do you develop the habits to make it a part of your life? Working out is a part of your life. Exercise is a part of your life. And when I say working out, I don't mean the things you see 20-year-olds do where they're on their phone the entire time and then do tons of heavy weights and then they're on their phone the entire time. No, I'm talking about exercise and movement in order for me to be and feel alive. I'm past that point. I'm not there. Every once in a while, yeah, well, I want to be a little shredded nation. Why not? I like to feel it, but it doesn't feel the same. This thing used to be rock hard. Now it's like a pumpkin. Like a pumpkin you can still kind of push still kind of tough, but you can kind of push a pumpkin in a little bit. Not an orange to where it's like, but like a pumpkin. It's like, ooh, got some density to it, but at the same time, if I push hard enough, it's a little softer. It's different, right? It's no longer like this. My chest used to be like this, plastic. Boom, couldn't touch it, couldn't move. Now, not so much. And that's a part of life. And that's a part of aging, which we're all afraid of. But I'm not afraid to age. I'm not afraid of death. I just want to make sure I have a good, healthy, long-lasting life. And that is my goal. And that's why I choose to drink water. That's why I choose to eat protein. That's why I choose to take my vitamins. That's why I choose to go on walks. That's why I choose to do push-ups. Right? It's a part of me. It's no longer a thing that I have to think of. And that's where I hope that you all develop this habit of making movement and exercise a part of your life. I hope that kind of made a lot of sense, because a lot of times I could fall into tangents, and not a lot of times, many times I fall into many tangents, and I definitely talk more than I might need to. But if anyone has any questions, look at that. Bing, bong, bong. You have any questions? Please let me know. If you don't get to say it freely here, you can always comment down below. Let me know where you're from and or what questions you might have. Let's check this out. And don't forget also, like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Like and subscribe. That was a question that I'm going to go. I think I'm just going to keep going. I'm having a great time here. Are you guys having a good time? If you're having a good time, I don't care, honestly, because I'm doing my thing. And if you don't like me, that's fine. But if you do, thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Let's get to the next question. Let's do this. Which one can I tell? Let's change it up a little bit. Mindset and routines. Starting with 45. No, where's the questions at? Oh, here we go. Oh, this is a easy question, but it's not. Do you guys want to hear it? Okay. Well, I'm gonna do this. No, like this is a good one. Is cardio weights better? I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do this one today. Do. Ready? I'm gonna give you the question. Let me find it back in. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, did I lose you? Where are you guys? Where are you? Oh, there. Perfect. So here is the question. Let's take that like and subscribe out. This is the question. I will go into the banners, and I don't have a team, so I'm going to type in here. Boom. Ready and ready and go. Is cardio or weights better if I want to lose belly fat after 40? Great question. This is a great question. You know how great this question is, me? I'm going to take a picture of it while we do this. So while we do so, oh, my phone is losing, my thing is losing power. So we are here live. And is cardio or weights better if you want, wait, is cardio or weights better if you want to lose body fat after 40? I can't read. I can't read. Not that good. I'm good with like science. Or reading, not so much. So, two ways we could talk about this. Number one, cardio might be. Number two, weights might be. Number three, after 40, definitely harder. But what do you think is the best thing to do? Right? Comment down below. Let me know what you think the best thing to do. Is it cardio or weights, or is there something else? I'm going to put a charger into my computer really fast because it's going to run out. Still here. I ain't going nowhere. It's still here, guys. So comment. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. If it is this or that. Charge this really fast. Oof, 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 oof. Thanks. This is what happens when it's live. This is straight up live. And this is stuff that happens when you're live, everybody. Come on, Mac. There we go. Mac is charging. So what do you think it is? You know what it is? It's called diet. The dreaded word for the fastest and easiest way to lose belly fat is diet, right? I made a post, I think last week on Instagram stories, and it said you don't need. Some lady asked me if what can she do to lose weight as she has no time to work out. I was like, perfect. You don't need to work out to lose weight. You just go on a diet, right? But you're probably not going to, definitely spit on that one. You're probably not going to choose diet because it's a lot harder than just working out. And this also goes in turn with the topic we talked about before in the beginning of this live was you're going to start doing things you used to do to try to get the same result that you used to get, and it's not going to work, right? It's going to work to a point, but it's not going to work directly. Now, here's the problem with cardio versus weights. I'm always going to go in direction of weights because you're trying to sustain as much muscle as you can. 20 years old, 19 years old, you're building, you can do both. You're building muscle completely. Building. 40, you're just trying to save as much muscle as you can. We're not building much muscle without the help of PEDs. You're not. You're going to break down every single year. You're regressing. And that's why strength training is important. You want to sustain the muscle that you already have. So doing compound lifts like squat, bench, dead, overhead presses, that's huge because it's going to help sustain the muscles and the bigger muscles, the prime movers that you have, right? Just sitting there doing bicep curls is not a great way to sustain muscle because you're only really probably just doing forearms. Right? And who cares about the size of your biceps when I punch you in the stomach or if you tear a knee? It doesn't matter if your biceps are big. You take a step to the left or maybe you do a pickup game of basketball, you're going to tear your ACL. So what's more important? Compound movements, strength training, using weights. Cardio is great as an extra accessory to help the process of fat loss. So with calorie deficit, which means with eating the right proper foods for your body, which is all subjective, and then adding light cardio or cardio movements or cardio sessions to your in conjunction to your strength training program is probably your best triangle, your best bet to do that, right? But for you to just do cardio, you're probably going to lose weight, right? Because you're burning a lot of calories, but a lot of the calories and the weight that you're losing is from muscles. I want you to look at a marathon runner and you tell me if you want to look like a marathon runner, because there's no way in hell that I want to look like a professional marathon runner, because most marathon runners looks like they're from the movie Castaway. They're with Tom Hanks taking a boat, and that's what they look like, right? If I am a marathon runner, that's not who I want to look like ever. I'm glad you run. I'm glad you can do it. Good for you. I do not believe that after 40 years old, it's a great idea to keep doing so. This is my honest opinion. Why? Because you're deteriorating muscle that you're going to wish you had when you were older. When you age past 40, you're going to want the muscle that you have now, but you're not going to have it. Right? You're not going to have it. A lot of people keep tuning in and tuning out of this channel. Maybe it's because of my face. I do apologize for it. No, I don't, because this is what you get, nor do I care. I'm just joking. I hope you guys understand the difference of cardio, weight training, and more importantly, what's your diet plan? Right? What are you doing dietary? What are you doing, honestly? And there's 1,000 things you can do. If you have any questions on that, message me down below, comment. So, I want to see where it is you guys are having trouble. I want to see where it is you're at fault. So to answer that question in a very ADHD way that I just did, in summary, you got to diet. Sorry. You want to lose belly fat? You got to go on diet. There's no way around it. You can't outwork a bad diet. You got to stop drinking. Can't drink every day. Sorry, not going to happen. Why? Because you're going to get belly fat. It just does it. Why? There's so much science behind it, right? It's gonna. Alcohol is a different macronutrient, right? We have protein. Here's confusion. This is just to confuse you. You have protein, carbs, and fats. Alcohol is its own macronutrient. Its own. 4, 4, 9. They say it's 7. Some people just count alcohol as fat. A lot of nutritional coaches, they'll count alcohol as fat now. So if you drink something, you're not drinking sugar or carbohydrates, you're drinking fat. Okay, because it's that hard to lose. It's that hard to burn. It's that calorically dense, because when you drink alcohol, it's such a foreign calorie that the body shuts down. This is why you get lightheaded. The body shuts down. I'm going to burn all the good stuff, and now I'm just going to concentrate on getting all this alcohol out of my body. So if you ate pizza or something fatty and heavy, or even just a regular meal, and then you drank alcohol with it, it's not going to utilize that, because your body is in alarm and say, oh, get this out of here. I'm going to start metabolizing this alcohol really fast to get it out. And then I'm just going to go to sleep. And I'm going to let the other stuff just store. Does that make sense? Now, if you binge drink, it's over. Like, your body's just going to keep that stuff for a long time. And I can be right. It can be wrong. I'm not telling you the full story. I'm giving you very short stories of these things. So hopefully you can understand the impact that it has. And I'm not saying don't drink. I'm saying you got to plan it. People in the group, they want to have a beverage or two, like at night, like on a Friday or Saturday. Well, there's a plan. You got to give them a plan to keep it within their constraints, to keep it within their deficit, especially if you're trying to lose weight, lose fat. You're trying to lose weight, lose fat, but you're drinking, not tracking your calories. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing. But if you're just trying to stay in shape, be healthy, and do the right things, and you walk and you work out, perfect. You're a healthier individual by doing those things. But if you want transformation, like true transformation, you got to put some work in. And that's every single aspect of training, from strength training to cardio to diet. And that's the God's honest truth. Alcohol is not going to help you lose fat. Maybe you're 19 and 20, you go in benders, go to parties, drink from a plastic bag full of jungle juice. You wake up and you normal day, right? You go work your job delivering pizza. Easy. You go to Sephora and sell perfume. You can do it. You just smell. That's it. But after 40, Nah, son. Sorry. You got to do extra work, right? Especially if you want to do it correctly. In the beginning phases of the beginning process of it, you will see some weight loss. But I hate, as much as I weigh myself, and you need to, because you have to know where you're at as a gauge. I don't like to keep that as my marker rather than my girth measurements. So like taking pictures of myself, measuring my waist and my hip, making sure that stays in line. Because if I'm weighing less but my waist gets bigger, that means I'm losing muscle. Right? I'm losing muscle. I'm not burning fat. I might also be losing fat. If I am, I might be losing fat in my arms. I might be losing fat in my different places. So the weight is never a great gauge. Taking pictures of yourself and consistently doing that might be a better option for you for that question. So I do hope that made sense to you. I think I'll go into one more question. Those you guys on live, say hi, please. Just say hi. It'd be nice to say hi. That's all. You say hi, say sub. There's just, let's look at this question. There's so many questions. It's so cool. I'm so excited that people. I answered 1 through 5. So I made videos of, here's some videos I made this week. I used to be fit in college, but now I'm 45. I can't even do push-ups without getting hurt. I have 3 kids, full-time job, no energy. What's the fastest way? So if you want to hear these ones, make sure you guys subscribe. My knees hurt every time I squat. It's just aging. I did that one. I gained 20. This was my funny one because this one is kind of felt like me. I gained 20 pounds during quarantine, during COVID, and nothing seems to work anymore. Where do I begin? I felt that one so bad. I was crying because I felt like that was me. I feel weak and tired all the time. Is it low testosterone or just bad habits? That one is a tough one to answer. I keep starting preps, but quit after a week. How to be consistent? That's the one I did. Let's do this one. I used to lift heavy. Now everything hurts. How should I train after? Let's go back to your thing. I'm doing a lot of jumping around here. Hey, thank you for saying hi. What's going on, Mythical Realms? Sorry, that's a great name, except I can't read. So I apologize for that. Mythical, I was literally saying I'm a My Chemical Romance fan. So I was like, is that say My Chem? Nope. Mythical Realm. I like that name. Thank you for saying hello. Thank you for dropping in. I do appreciate that. Let's get to the banner here. You got a question? Let me know. If you just want to hear me mumble jab, I'll mumble jab all day. And we're going to do this until my wife gets home because she's going to ruin the vibe. Just so you know. It always feels weird. All right. So this one is from Steve. Steve, I used to lift heavy. Now everything hurts. How should I train? Let me fix that. Save and then show. Boom. There we go. I used to lift heavy. Now everything hurts. How should I train? Man, all these questions that we're talking about today is in reference to I used to. Right? I used to do this. I used to do that because it's hard for us to let go of a person that was successfully stronger, where it is successfully in shape. And now we're this different version of ourselves, right? We're the different version of who we used to be. And it's hard to accept. It's hard to let go. Right. And that's why they call them washed up athletes, because a lot of athletes don't know how to let go of their natural talents that they've had or their natural successes that we've had. I was a wrestler. I wrestled in high school. I coached throughout college. I coached after, like I was a coach and I loved it, right? I competed even after high school, never wrestled in college. I just fell in love with coaching. And from there, then I couldn't get any colleges. That too. So you got to be smart. So that's why I'm on YouTube. And then I went into bodybuilding, right? And I was really, really good. Like this was before internet. Right? There was no internet, so I couldn't really find a coach. I couldn't find a program that had it. I just copied what other successful bodybuilders did naturally, and I just followed what they did, and I found a lot of success in that. Right? But with that said, I did a lot of heavy weights. I did a lot of heavy lifting. I did a lot of heavy work, a lot of dangerous work. And even till my 30s, I still did it. And now, even in my early 40s, I still did it. But after 40, it did change, right? It didn't feel right. things hurt more. I have a full hip replacement, just in case you people don't know that. A full hip replacement. I have a fake hip when I was 33 years old because I did a lot of damage to my body trying to do things that I probably could have avoided. And here's a perfect example of one with lifting heavy is my squat, right? My body is not made to deadlift off the ground. My body's not made to squat anymore. It used to be really good, but now not so much. So the variations of squats I do are box squats, supported squats, single leg work, single leg squats. I don't go in a heavy back squat for depth ass to grass no more because it hurts, right? And I can't walk because my knee pops or I tear something or there's some type of inflammation in my ankle or my knees or my Achilles or something, right? Something hurts all the time. We have to start to adopt, or you have to start adopting different exercises that will give you the same outcome, but may not be the same as what you used to. Example, box squats for me. I feel like I'm cheating almost, but that's the only way I can put more than 225, close to 300 on my back and sitting and standing without getting that response of heavy weight without hurting my knees. And for me, the squatting isn't just for the repetition of building the muscle, it's to generate a form of response from my body to let it know it's strong. So no matter what happens when you strength train, all strength is overloading the spine in order to get a response. So if I'm doing like 10-pound squats, not gonna my spine's not gonna be very afraid of that, right? It's gonna say whatever, and then I'll maybe get some muscular response. So maybe a little bit more of bodybuilding repetition work when I do regular bodyweight squats. But I have to find a way professionally to overload my spine in order to get the what I want. So box squats is a way, supported squats, camber squats was like it looks like a big football that you hold it this way because some people can't do. If you have shoulder problems, a great one is a chamber squat. It's kind of a heavy bar and it's here like 75 pounds maybe, and then you can hit the squats from there. But again, using box squats as doing that. Bench press. Some people can't do bench press anymore because it hurts the shoulder. Oh, what's up? I'll check that question in a second. You can't do bench press anymore because the shoulder, right? It hurts. It's in. Now you're going to tear it. Not worth it. Go to dumbbells for a while. Build up. Get a little heavier. Keep the reps high. Keep working the mechanics, stretching the shoulder, making sure the subscap and the back works properly, doing a proper warm up, proper cool down, some stretching, and I'm sure you get back into benching. We have to treat our hurt body parts are the parts that pain us. Sounds like an Indian guy. Oh, it pains me. It pains me. Um, and find a way around it. And that's something I was really blessed with that gift. And when I had my gym and training with people, they can say, I had people come in post-op with a cast, and I just knew how to train them. I just knew how to do it. I knew how to make things work around it to where they're not getting hurt, but they're recovering and feeling better, and they're on their feet faster. So you got to kind of find that way to do so. All right. So you used to lift heavy, you got to let it go. Let it go. Almost like start from the beginning. Like start fresh and do things that feel good and then slowly progress your way back up. Never hitting to 1 rep maxes, but maybe 3 RMs, something in the sub max range. Training a sub max is the way to go. Eastern Europeans, Russians, right? They just do it that way. And that's why they're so strong. And that's why they're so athletic. They just do things enough, not to where they're hurting or can't do it things the next day. They do just enough, but they do it every single day. And that's always their method. Um, Here goes. What do you think of doing mostly Smith machines or someone in their 30s staying in shape? I 100% do not. Let me show that. Boom. Thank you. Whoa, that's cool. I've never touched that. I did not know. I did not know that was going to come in like that. That was cool. So, Pete, what do you think of doing mostly Smith machines for someone in the 30s to stay in shape? 100% perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Smith machine got a lot of downplay because science gets in the way of everything, right? And that's perfectly normal. I think even more so now, Smith machines are getting a little bit more uprise because you're finding out there's so much more that you can do under the Smith machine load that it just helps someone that may be newer and or just a moderate lifter to get heavier weights in. It keeps the body in a safe track, and it does feel a little bit more joint friendly. Why? Because it moves smoothly in one stable motion or one stable plane, correct? So if you do bench, you're pushing. Am I going to max effort bench on a Smith machine? Probably not, right? Probably not, because I don't want to overload it into a fixed position. But if I'm here to get a good workout, get some reps in, do some squats, some split squats, I wouldn't really deadlift with it there because you're not really deadlifting because it's not really touching the ground. Inverted rows. I would always use Smith machines to help people with their push-ups and their rows. So they're push and pull. So say you do put your hold on, I'll stand up real fast. So say you put the bar maybe here, I'll lock it in, and now I can do elevated push-ups, right? It's the greatest. People used to get mad at me at gyms because I'd be the trainer using the Smith machine, but never using the Smith machine for what it's for. I would use it to like use it as a bar to help people do push-ups and pulls. So from here, they'll do push-ups, and then I'll go underneath it, reverse, and then I could do my inverted rows from there, right? And then after that, a second one or last one, I'll kind of put it to the highest point, or a little bit, not highest, maybe mid here, and then I'll do some pulls. And I'm just using my legs, right? That's it, bang. But I'm making sure the mechanics of the body are there when doing it. So yes, to answer your question without more rambling, I think it's a great tool. I would never say machines are wrong or bad. They've lasted this long for so long. Just because you see someone doing a bar squat doesn't make them any better than you are. You are still there doing your thing and doing it. As long as you have proper form, it doesn't hurt, and you're getting a response out of it. Now, if you're doing the same weight over and over and over again, well, then you don't have any adaptation there. You're not really progressing. So maybe try to find a way to do that. Does that make sense? Try to find ways to make it a little bit harder by adding more reps or a little bit more weight and then going back down. Because in training, it's never linear, right? We're never going to keep going up, up, and up, up. Or same thing as losing weight. We're never going to keep losing weight in a straight form. It's going to, just like life, it's going to keep going up and down all over the place. Yeah. If you have any question, listen, if you want, thank you for commenting. No problem. Send me your email or message me anyway. You can find me on IG. I'll send you something if you need anything from program-wise, whatever it is. Thank you again for asking a question. It just always helps when someone live does it because it means a lot. So for you doing that, I would love to help you out by giving you a gift of any type of program and whatever. So let me know. But I do have to head out of here because it is 5:06. Gotta make sure the kids work out now. So now the kid, hold on one second, Sage. The kids know they got to work out. They got to do their workout today. So I think they're hoping that I talk more. So I get my workout in. All right. So thanks again. Subscribe to the channel. Mythical Realms. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much for the question. Thank you for commenting. I hope many of you otherwise comment down below and let me know if you have any questions for the next time we go on, which are usually Thursday. And I will talk to you later. This is Pete from cranksystems.com or cranksystem, no S anymore, .com. I'll talk to you later. Thank you and have a great, great night.